Hey guys, per usual, everything on this channel is for educational purposes only and is not intended as financial advice. So this is a 4-hour follow through. This series follows the 4-hour time frame of various coins based on total market cap. So we'll look at the top 5 to 10 today. I will look at these specific things, parameters, aspects of each chart. Let's start with the one coin to rule them all, the Bitcoin. So 4-hour outright, I don't see much happening. There is a potential for a M double top here. Doesn't look great right now as we stand for continuation up. But knowing where this market's been the past week, we'll probably just keep on trucking to 6K, 5K. I think the R&R up here isn't great, the risk reward. We're better off, honestly, pulling back, even though I don't think it'll happen. Pulling back somewhere in here between 3 and 3.5 and then returning up. You know, we had a nice pullback here, but I want more. Not because I'm in or out, just because I think it makes more sense. And Heikin-Ashi here, if you're long still at any point, this would be your new stop here. The longest wick of the most recent Heikin-Ashi on whichever time frame you prefer. And then this would be another stop, hard stop if you're unsure of this stop. For long re-entry, what I would do is wait for 3 solid green candles here with momentum. This usually means it will break the previous all-time high, in this case local high as well. So you're looking for candles like this, not candles like this. This is not long re-entry criteria. These are momentumless, according to Heikin-Ashi. You're looking at 3 solid green like that. Alright, back to candles, then we'll go 5200. Don't see anything here on the 4-hour. It's too crazy. This is obviously pretty far apart at this point. And again, the 200 EMA backs up this order block, this support zone. As far as should we pull back, that would be a nice target, nice pillow to lay the knife on, if you will. I don't see any divs per se. There was a questionable bear div here with higher highs, lower highs on RSI. This may just continue to reset again back to around 50. Ideally, we get a stab down, you know, below 30, hit the 200, fill up your boat, and then we launch from there. As far as the cloud's concerned, there's a bit of a flatness here to the TK lines, suggesting momentum is not existent at the moment. You don't need the cloud to see that, but it does back that up. So this would be the first support on the 4-hour. This would be the next support, 3500. We're likely going to draw out a long cloud here like we did here, and you can see how we came up and then pulled back. So I can see that should this extend out, you know, should we just go sideways for a bit longer, it's going to look like this, and then hopefully higher from there. Then lastly, if we look at the pitchfork here from March 25th to the interim high-low over here, we can see that we're pretty much exactly where we should be. The median line, all of this here is support. This diag, the 200, the cloud. Should we drop below the median line, that's where we're headed easily. So that's where I would put my bids. That's where my bids are. My bids actually right now on spot are just kind of down here. Probably too low at this point, but you want them up in here. Let's move to Ethereum. The Ethereum Liquid Index, Brave New Coins version of the Ethereum USD Index. So right from the bat, there's kind of a bullish channel here. You can say it's a bullish channel, pennant, flag, call it what you will. It's got a pole and it's just chilling. So if we sort of attempt to find a place for this to go, we're talking about all-time high levels. 420 blaze it again. Mentioned that the other day. No shocker there. If you're a fib guy, if you like the fibs, fib aficionado, if you will, 375, depending on where you draw it. 401, 420 blaze it again, so it might be hard to see on that, but depending on where you want to draw the fibs, this might make sense for like long term. You can see these fibs, it hit several times in here. So 420 blaze it, man. Let's do it. Candles themselves look okay, a bit of an inverted head and shoulder situation-ish, messy, volumes descending. I don't see any divs, anything alarming there. Really just a mess on the 4-hour in general. We go to the cloud. It's above the cloud. TK cross is bearish, folks. It is bearish. That's telling you not to get in now. Wait for the TK recross, bringing us to new highs, hopefully. And again, same thing with Bitcoin. Should we drop down here, the edge to edge would be active from 290 to 250, 248. Nice $45 trade there. So bids here, or re-entry on the TK recross above cloud, which is the strongest bull sign in the cloud system. You can see a similar, so this was another one, but that wasn't above the cloud. This one over here was above the cloud. You can see that brought us from 180 to 380 or whatever it is. So definitely worth paying attention to. Let's pop on the Bollinger Bands. How are they looking? Kind of tight, but not really. Okay, just chilling. Not really pushing out anything. Going to Heikin-Ashi, you want your stop again, the lowest wick here or here. This would be the hard stop, 270 for sure, because that'll bring you down again back to around 240, 220 based on the cloud. Same thing with Bitcoin. You're waiting for 3 candles with momentum here, shooting you up higher, usually to a new local high. And let's just check out the pitchfork real quick. As far as the anchor, again, somewhere on March 18th, you could use May 9th. You could use May 27th. They're all kind of about the same. So use whatever one you like. I like the oldest data in general. Let's just match this up. Okay. So this is showing we are at basically the underbought, oversold sort of edge of the pitchfork. You're looking for targets around the median line, somewhere up here. So that's brings us to 600. Should we break the 420 zone, all-time high zone? Okay, so 400, 600, those are the next kind of levels-ish. So overall with Ethereum, I'd wait for the edge-to-edge to activate for the short entry, or the TK recross above cloud for a long re-entry, if you're not in already. Today's video is sponsored by Experty, the Uber for knowledge. Experty, share your value with the world. Find out more at experty.io. Follow us on Twitter at experty_io. So let's go back to the market cap. You can see Bitcoin Cash is having a bit of a rally. Let's take a look at it on the 4-hour. So this is the 4-hour follow through. We knew the rules going in. We cannot change the time frame. So cloud is already useless. There's not enough data. Okay. You can see this is the edge of the cloud. Who knows where the other edge is? There's not enough data. But interesting that even with little data on this time frame, you can see it's butting against the edge. Okay, meaningless pretty much for anybody who doesn't follow cloud regularly. If we look at 5200 as well, meaningless. We did break the 50 on the 4-hour. Strong entry signal here. If anything, this illustrates why you need to look at multiple time frames for different ages of coins. So this is a young coin. Newly minted, freshly cloned. The Ponzi is still wet on the diploma, okay? You need to move down to hourly, 30 minutes, something like that, 15 minute. Inherently, that means signals are more noisy. Lower time frames, less confidence. Use caution. So let's just go down the list naked. There's probably a low time frame flag here. Candles themselves don't tell me anything. Fibs, we can actually do something here. We go, boop, so some baby fibs, 0.18 would be the 1618 of this move up. We can do. Let's check those out. Again, momentum, momentum, momentum. That was your entry. So you're seeing a bunch of nothing or momentumless garbage or lots of red candles. And then all of a sudden you get 3 candles with momentum. This candle would have been your entry. So you'd be in, if you're not already in. Whatever you're doing. Margin, I don't care. Okay. Heikin-Ashi B-bands, let's see. So B-bands telling you channel tightening basically, and then expansion. So it's walking up the bands right now. It's uber bullish. A little late at this point to get in, I think, if you're not in already based on this time frame. Pitchfork, non-existent. Chart patterns, no. Flags, yes, we talked about that. None of this other stuff. Divs, definitely high up on the 4-hour. The highest it's ever been historically. Not much to say until it makes another attempt at a high as far as the div is concerned here. Let's look at LTC next. For this one, I'm going to the futures weekly on OKCoin. Pretty much a garbly mess of craziness on this time frame. You can see there's some consolidatory, I want to say. There's some consolidation here, and it's just continuing. This whole thing honestly looks like UJ did a few months back. We may get another attempt down here before moving higher. We'll see. As far as fibs, let's just do this. So that brings us to 88, 70 to 88, somewhere up there. So this would be like head and shoulders attempt. that failed or something. I don't know. This is a huge stretch, but just fractals based on my inability to really TA anything else. Cloud is a garbled mess. I would not use anything here. It's just too all over the place. It's ranging. 5200, let's take a look. Kind of messy, kind of okay. What I mean by that is there haven't been too many recrosses, so it looks like this is valid for a more up, but again, super hard to say. Cloud, Pitchfork, no. That's pretty much it for LTC. Go to Neo, which a lot of people have been charting and asking me about. So immediately I'm looking at this volume, which is huge compared to what it's ever been. You can see that there's no div, you know, from here to here. Volume is higher. RSI is a little lower. Again, you're kind of like thinking, what's actionable here, what's not? Is it worth a long here? To me, no. There was a bit of a triangle here that broke out pretty cleanly up to the upside. And now you're seeing head and shoulders type situation. Volume's definitely there. RSI is waning pretty strongly here, all the way down. It's cool when you can see the 3 drives up in the RSI. You know, 1, 2, 3. This didn't pull back to the 50%. But it made a bear div, pulled back, and it's keeping on pulling back-ing. Okay, and the head and shoulders would look something like this, which doesn't make much sense, but a log scale. I don't think it'll pull back that far. It'll probably pull back to this zone 4.5, 6.5, something like that. For on Heikin-Nashi. So because we're looking for the downside, not the upside, you're waiting for 3 momentum heavy candles. So far you've had 2 red. An additional third would likely break the local low and be a strong entry. You'll also likely see volume pop up, and it will complete the head and shoulders. If we turn on the 5200, you can see we already broke the 50. The target would be here, again around that 4.565 zone. Cloud, not telling me much other than it's just kind of fading quicker than the 4 hour can keep up with it. Ideally, you want to see a TK cross to close your long from down here before it breaks the Kijun. You can see it had a nice bounce near the Kijun, and then it got faded immediately. So this will likely be in the cloud and then make a stab down lower. Lastly, let's look at OMG, which looks similar to Neo in a few ways. Again, declining volume, RSI is declining. You can see the 3 drives here. You can see the bear div-ish, you know, higher highs, lower volume, lower RSI. I don't really see a pitchfork here. Cloud is not telling you to get out yet, but it's close. You can see when this TK line crosses, that's when you want your exit to occur. 5200 here, no 200 on the 4 hour. The 50, it's held up quite nicely. Should that break, expect it to just drop down to the next zone, basically. Again, like LTC, you know, it may get this situation, and then a head and shoulders attempt, or a 4th, 5th, 6th drive, whatever this is at this point. We'll just do this. You know, depending where you put your fibs, that's probably high target, but feasible. 3.7. Candles themselves don't tell me much. Let's go to Heikin-Nashi. Again, if you're looking for the long, you're waiting for 3 full momentum candles before you get the entry, and that will likely break the local high, all-time high. For the downside, you're looking for a 3rd candle with momentum here, which may or may not break local lows. Not much else to say about OMG, really. For everything, for the most part, is just consolidating. Not real great R&R on too many things. I think Ethereum's probably the best signal-wise as far as telling you what to do when. You know, wait for that edge to edge, wait for that TK recross above the cloud. That's all I have for today, guys. Like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe. Hit me up on Twitter, Telegram, and happy trading.